It doesn't matter what your show is about, how it's understood, what exactly the plot is, and so on. It matters who you point the finger at, who you can insult and defame. If you can call them, certain buzzwords, all the wiser. So hey there. So today I want to return to that wonderful world of social media to talk about how certain shows are advertised within current year, particularly Watchmen. Now, it's been interesting to look at the headlines that this show has gotten, because when you look at those headlines, again, it is an absolute trash fire. Not only that, but we'll look at some of the people that have been talking about this as well, and we're going to be looking at a collection of things that are organized by Data Racer audience. Nothing makes this clearer than Rotten Tomatoes and the divisions that certain shows have. You can see vanity projects made by showrunners going out to talk to critics in current year, and that language, it's definitely understood. Here, for example, going out and making a good product, what we're talking about is resisting the ist. Disconcerting when it comes to channels that say cost $15 to $16 a month, because what they want you to do is pay a premium for someone to send. You're an ist. You're a phobe. You're a wrong thinker. You can see this in audience scores. 43% over 2,311 people. Amazing, too. So what we're going to do here is simple. First of all, we're going to look at these wonderful headlines. Current year cringe, because, again, cringe farming. Got to go out, take care of my crops. Then we're going to look at the people that this influences. And I love looking at these type of reactions. Why? Because these folks, they probably have never looked at the Watchmen book before. They've probably never looked at the actual adaptation in this. You're going to get a lot of certain type of current year play. That's the expectation with it. HBO's Watchmen tells stories about America's ist past and America's ist present. So we're talking about the ist past and the ist present in a show that, of course, is supposed to encapsulate the Watchmen. Great way of storytelling, right? Great way of mounting. What's that thing again? Oh yeah, the soapbox. Now, this next headline points out why certain people should never be given a show, because it becomes less about source property and more about themselves. It's there again. Oh, we've already talked about what that thing is. Let me think again. Now, you see this. Regina King on fighting white supremacist in Watchmen. My community is living this story. So really, when you look at this is not about the Watchmen at all. This is about Regina King, about her quote-unquote community. Other showrunner telling us that, well, a certain place out there, or a certain tiki torch welding place we hear about, that influenced this storyline too. So of course, you need to set back, you need to listen to us mount that, God, I keep forgetting what that word is. Oh yeah, while we go and we take this property and co-opt it. The next portion of it showcases how well the media goes to divide audiences while also doing that thing that they're supposed to do. They're doing damage control. Make no mistake, too, they're doing damage control because of a little bit of, what's that thing? Oh, yeah, greenbackage. They're getting paid for this kind of stuff. They would probably do it for free, but they don't have to do it for free. So you see this here. The right-wing troll backlash against HBO's Watchmen is hilariously stupid. Obviously, these people never understood the original source material. That's amazing for people to, again, mount that, what's that thing again and again. That's become current year storytelling. You don't have any subtlety or nuance. Rather, you go out, you hit people over that head because, again, that's who you're trying to placate. People that don't get subtlety. Lovely tones indeed. Now, here's a last headline that we're going to look at. We're going to actually skip one because it sounds like the one that we just looked at, but this is probably my favorite. This talks about what Watchmen gets right that the Joker got wrong. HBO show doesn't glorify violence for the sake of it. Here you have show and also fans of Rorschach. Now, what's amazing about this, I did a video on it too, is they talk about the reasons you should hate despise the character Rorschach, and one of those reasons is talking about animal abuse. Now, I don't know if you remember those dogs within that, but they kind of consumed, well, a kid. Source material. You don't. While they, of course, mount that thing we continue to talk about. I couldn't even get past 10 minutes of Watchmen without screaming, I hate white people. Jesus Christ. Man, that is a positive, affirming message. The next three, they're probably on the Watchmen Christmas list as well because they reflect right to the chase with a white people are evil. Man, that makes me feel like I really want to support this show. What about the next one here? 2 minutes in, and we're getting right to how evil white people have been. Watchmen, ooh, that's there for violence because, well, let's look at these comments about it. The top people get beat up regularly. Oh, man, you talk about that Joker violence. I can tell this kind of violence, it's targeted so. Oh, man, sure that's Bobby Hill 100% endorsed. Because I remember Hank Hill going out of his way to say, yeah, brought to you by propane and terrorized by the police. Now, there's one last message that I want to focus on to really showcase what these folks bring to the table. Because it's the same thing over and over again. It's about denigration of a specific demographic, going out and showing certain people the ropes. You can go. You can do whatever. You can basically cause a trash fire of epic proportions. But if you showcase certain folks, good times. So imagine being a MAGA comic book fan in 2019 and Wolverine and Cyclops are having sex and Watchmen is about killing white supremacists. Oh, isn't that lovely? Isn't that sweet? It tells you right there that these folks, they don't care if something is successful as long as. Closing this out, I want to thank you for showing up. I want to thank you for your time. And if you want to help out the channel, make sure you're subbed, hitting that bell, and check out the links in the description. One of those is our comic, Case of the Littlest Umbrella. It closes out at the end of November. So get in on that before it's too late. Leave me your comments, pro and con. And as always, I appreciate you showing up. Let me know what you think about this format for videos. I've been trying out a couple of new things because boredom, you know how that goes. Anyway, thank you again, and we'll do this again soon.